Hello, this is Jeff Neville for Selective Imagery. Welcome to Photos of the Week, episode 10. I never thought I'd have 10. So we'll start off with what's very predominant right now at the park is spoonbills. The middle one here, you could barely see a shrimp near its mouth. But don't worry, here it is again. The one in the middle, there's a shrimp just slightly in front of the bills. Here they are all marching together, trying to get food. Now this is in the marsh side in the park, and it's low tide, so there's just pockets of water here or there. And so you end up with fish and or shrimp that get trapped in these pools. So the spoonbills will fly over from the pond side, usually at low tide on the marsh side, and hop over there, and they figure they got some easy pickings, so they're going to go and move their heads back and forth and try to get some shrimp. They are extremely beautiful birds, and hopefully you're not getting bored by seeing so many pictures of them, but I can't help it. I mean, I'm just mesmerized by them, and with all the rain that we've had in the last week or so, everything is so green. There's a lot of green reflections in the water, from the woods and everything that's around these bodies of water, and it's just really, really neat to get the color. And here you got the sun hitting a certain way, and you have all that yellow in the water, and I mean that makes the shot as much as the bird does. Nothing like rich colors and nice reflections in the water. And of course they like preening themselves all the time, so now coming up is going to be a white ibis. They're finally starting to show up more, and at low tide all the oyster beds are now visible, and they like poking through the mud in the oyster beds or around the banks, and that's where they find a lot of mud worms that they like to eat. And what was funny in this picture, it's so muddy that it actually sounded like a person walking through the mud. It was so loud. And here the color is just like crazy good, with the grasses all lit up from the morning sun. I mean, just great. Now this behavior is really funny. Pay attention to, probably about, I'm guessing, 8 slides in here. This snowy egret decides, I don't know if it's a long lost brother of this white ibis or what, but he just tags along with him and watches him, and the mannerisms are really, really close to each other. It's almost like it's trying to copy what the ibis does. I mean, just positions of the head. Ibis is trying to get food, then the snowy looks like it's going to try to get food. I mean, it was just the strangest thing I've ever seen. And, snowies usually aren't the friendliest of folk, but especially with each other, of course, very combative. But it found a friend with this ibis, and just getting this sequence of pictures and looking at this behavior was just really, really neat. I mean, I really had a fun time getting this. And as you can see, the ibis here did get a shrimp, whereas the other bird did not. Here's an anhinga hanging out on the rice trunk, drying off its feathers. And a gator is hanging around by this little island. There's nothing on the island at this time. And this was a strange sight to see an oyster catcher in flight in this particular area. I mean, they're around, but not typically here. Now you're going to see a series of skimmer shots, and I just love black skimmers. Um, I wish they were closer. This is with the 500 PF and it's cropped. But I love the green color, all the green in the water. I mean, it just almost has an otherworldly effect to the images. And skimmers are just, I mean, they're so fast. And sometimes they'll just do a flyby and then they'll just disappear. You don't see them again. On this particular day, they had established a path and they went back and forth, I'd say at least 6 to 10 times with the same route, which was really, really nice. Had this rabbit that was scratching itself and was not scared by us humans around them. Great egret. And here's a series of a few shots of the clapper rail. We've expected to see young ones soon, but we haven't yet. And what's interesting is the baby clapper rails don't look anything like the adults. I mean, they're small little black balls of fur. I mean, it's really neat. So hopefully I'll be able to get some babies soon. Well, that's about it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And we'll see you next time.